All right, this is page 21. We're going to start by writing down some definitions. So I need you to pause this and get your definitions written down. So an arithmetic sequence, terms that are added by the same number over and over. Added is our key word there. Geometric sequence, terms that are multiplied by the same number over and over. The common difference, that's the number that you add in the arithmetic sequence. And the common ratio is the number that you multiply in the geometric sequence. So pause it and write those words down. All right, number 5 wants to know how we find the common difference. We find the common difference by taking term 2 and subtracting it from term 1. So term 2, my pen won't write, and that is term 1. Okay, to find the common ratio, we take term 2 and we divide it by term 1. The formula for arithmetic sequence is a to the n equals a1. We know that that is our first term, plus n minus 1. N is what we are looking for. Times d. D is that common difference. Okay. The formula for geometric sequence is a to the n equals a1, first term again, times r. It's our common ratio. That's what we are multiplying over and over again. And then a little exponent n minus 1. So we're going to do some practice with those. You'll get better. State whether the sequence is arithmetic or geometric and list the common difference or the common ratio. So negative 15 to negative 11 to negative 7 to negative 3. That seems to be going down in small numbers. So I'm going to go with this. It's arithmetic. I'm going to take negative 11 and I'm going to subtract negative 15. When I do that, I get a 4. So that tells me that I am adding 4 every time. So my common difference is to add 4. All right, let's look at number 10 on page 22. It's asking if it's arithmetic or geometric sequence. So I go from 2 to 6 to 18 to 54. That's increasing a lot. So that tells me that it's going to be geometric. 2 times what gives me 6? Well, I know that 2 times 3. If you can't do that in your head, do 6 divided by 2 and you get 3. So my common ratio is to multiply by 3. All right, number 11. I go 176, negative 88, 44, negative 22. Those are really big jumps, so that tells me I'm probably multiplying. I don't know. I'm going to take term 2, negative 88, divide it by 176, and that gives me negative 0.5. So that means I am multiplying by negative 0.5 every time. So that is my common ratio. All right. 18, 24, 30, 36. That's not increasing a whole lot every time, so it's going to be arithmetic. I'm going to add 18 plus 6 is 24, so my common difference is a plus 6. In number 13, I'm telling you this is arithmetic sequence. I need to figure out what to add over and over and over again. So I'm going to say negative 22, term 2, minus negative 31. When I do that, I get 9. So I'm adding 9. So negative 4 plus 9 is 5. 5 plus 9 is 14. 14 plus 9 is 23. This is a geometric sequence. So I don't know what I'm multiplying by. I'm going to take term 2, 5, and I'm going to divide by term 1, negative 1.25. When I do that, I get negative 4. So I am multiplying by negative 4 every time. 80 times negative 4 is negative 320. Negative 320 times negative 4 is 1,280. 1,280 times negative 4 is negative 5,120. Okay, we need to find the nth term of the arithmetic sequence. So this tells me that I have a list of numbers. The first term is an 8. They're adding 3 every time, and I want to know what the 16th number in the list would be. So my formula is A1 plus N minus 1 times D. Well, I got A1 is 8 plus N is 16 minus 1 times, and D is 3. When I type that just like that in my calculator, I get that the 16th number in the list will be 53. Ooh, did not take that with me, sorry. All right, we're going to use the same formula. A1 plus N minus 1 times D. This time, my number starts with 34. I'm adding 15 every time, and I want to know what the 200th number in the list would be. So 34 plus N is 200 minus 1 times D is 15. When I type that in my calculator, I'll learn that the 200th number in that sequence is 3019. We're going to do the same thing on number 17 on page 23. We just have a little bit of a problem because I'm not giving you as much information. You're going to have to figure out your A1. That's not a 1. Your N and your D. So A1 is the first term. Here's my numbers. The first number in that list is a 2. N is what I'm looking for. Well, when I read, it says find the 30th term of the arithmetic sequence. So I'm looking for number 30. D is what I'm adding over and over. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. So I'm adding 6. So I still use the same formula. So my A1 is a 2 plus my N is 30 minus 1, and my D is 6. When you type that in your calculator, you learn that the 30th term in this sequence is 176. Okay. We were adding and subtracting, or adding. Now we're going to multiply and do the geometric sequence. So I've got my list starts with 5. I multiply by 7 every time. And I'm going to change this to 10 because if you do 20, it gives you a number you don't understand. So I'm going to say the formula is A1 times R N minus 1. A1 is a 5, R is a 7, N is a 10 minus 1. When you type that in your calculator and make sure these guys are exponents, you end up with a to the 10th. So the 10th number in this list is 201,768,035. Okay. Let's do another one like that. I've been given all the information and I just need to plug it in my geometric sequence formula. A1 is 4, R is 5, N is 3 minus 1. So the third term in this sequence, according to my formula, would be a 100. That's a 0. Those are bad zeros. Okay. Find the 8th term in the geometric sequence. So I'm using this sequence. So I'm going to need to know that the A1. Why won't this right? I'm sorry. I need to know A1. I need to know R. And I'm going to need to know what I'm looking for. So A1 is the first term in the sequence. Well, 224. R is what I multiply over and over and over again. So to find R, I take term 2 and divide it by term 1. When I divide that, I get a 0.5. So I'm multiplying by 0.5. And the words tell me I'm looking for the 8th term. So A1 is 224 times R is 0.5, 8 minus 1. Type that in your calculator. The 8th term in this sequence would be 1.75. All right, we're going to switch gears and we're going to graph on page 24. So the first thing you need to remember is that everything in this quadrant 1 is plus plus. Everything in quadrant 2 is minus plus. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Everything in quadrant 3 down here is negative, negative. And everything in quadrant 4 is positive, negative. So the first point I need to find is -4, -9. To do that, I need to start in the very center, right here in the center. And I got to go, it's negative, negative, so I know that it's going to end up in this box right here because it's negative, negative in that. So I'm going to erase that and get it out of my way because it's on my nerves. Sorry. So I'm going to start in the middle and I'm going to go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go down 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my dot goes right there, and that is point I. Remember that you always go left or right first, and then you go up or down. Let's find -9, 7. Well, I know it's going to end up over in this box because that's the negative positive box. So, -9, I start back at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I got to go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that dot would end up right there. And that is my H dot. My G dot is actually going to be on the line. So I go right or left 0. So that means I don't go anything. I start right here in the middle and I'm not going anywhere. But I do get to go up 1. So that dot goes right there. There's our G dot. All right. F is 1, 1. They're both positive, so they're going to be in this box here, this quadrant. So that means I go over 1 and then up 1. That one was easy. I put a dot right there. That is my F. Lastly, E. It's a 4, negative 5. So it's positive and negative, so it's going to be over in this quadrant. So I go right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then negative 5, I go down 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My dot goes right there. It is point E. All right, my first dot P right here, I'm going to figure out where it is. It's right here. So I already know that my first number is going to be negative and then my second number is going to be positive. So remember, we always go right or left first and then up or down. So if I start at 0 right here, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went negative 5 to the left. Now I got to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Positive 4 up. To find Q, Q is right here. Everything's going to be positive. So I'm going to start by going to the right. 1, oop, didn't jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I got to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. R is right here. It's going to be negative, negative. So it's like I got to go 1, 2, 3. So I went negative 3. Now I got to go negative again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Negative 7. S. S is way up here. It's in the positive, positive. So first I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I went over positive 6. Now I got to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And T is way down here in the negative, negative category. So first I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3. So I went negative 3. And now I got to go down 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Negative 10. All right, page 25 is just identifying what kind of slope it is. So remember, if I draw a little guy and he's running on the far left, if he's got to go downhill, we know that this is a negative slope. I put my little guy on the left on this one, and he's running up a hill. It's not real steep, but he's still going up. So this one is a positive slope. We know that any lines that go side to side are zero slope, and any lines that go up and down are undefined. Now we're going to find the slope. Remember, we always rise first. You cannot run if you're sitting down. If we run to the left, it is negative. If we run to the right, it's positive. So I'm going to start right here. That's a big old dot. I'm going to start right there. And I plan to end up right there. So that's whatever. Okay, so I've got to rise first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I rose 5, and I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I ran 5, and it's negative. So the slope of this line is negative 5, 5. If you were to type that into your calculator, it would tell you negative 1. Both answers I will accept as right. All right, so this one, we're going to start here at the purple. We're going to finish here at the red. We're going to go straight up, and then we're going to go over. So our rise is 1, 2, 3, 4. We rose 4. We run 1. I can see that that's positive. My answer is correct. All right, this little guy, let's start at purple. We're going to end at red. We're going to rise. And then we're going to run to get to the red. So our rise is 1, 2. My run is 1, 2, 3. And I ran to the right, so it's positive, so all is good. All right, this one, I'm going to start at this lower dot, and I'm going to run to this dot. Not a lot of running, rising. So I rise 1, and I run negative 1. So you can write it like that. You could just write negative 1. Either way, you will have the correct slope. All right, this is page 26, last page. Find the slope of the line from the points. So this is when we use our formula, slope equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So step 1 is we need to label all these numbers here. So I know, because I'm a math genius, that this is x and this is y. Whenever you have a coordinate, the first one's always x, the second one's always y. X and y. I also know that this is group 1 and this is group 2. So now I have numbers to put in. So the formula says y2. I know that this is my y2, so I'm going to say 13 minus, because that's what the formula says, my y1 is right here, y1 is right here, negative 9 divided by I'm trying to use a different color, sorry. X2 is right here. So X2's number is negative 17 minus X1 right there. X1 is right there. So that would be a negative 13. When you type that in exactly like you see in your calculator, you will get negative 11 over 2. Remember to start with a division bar. All right, last one. We're not doing 41 and 42. XY, XY, group 1, group 2. Y2, Y2. I didn't even color the right place. I'm so tired. Y2. So negative 14 minus Y1, negative 10, divided by X2, 13 minus X1 is 15. When I do that, I want you to do it. You finish it. All right, thank you.